Now on Fast Track News, Purdue University has received national recognition for its safety practices. Who is this recognition from, and what is the importance of it?
Plus, a 114-mile walk to raise money for charity. We spoke with a Purdue student who completed this journey.
Also, a new cafe has recently opened here on Purdue's campus. What you can expect on the menu and more coming up. All your campus news, weather, and sports is straight ahead. Fast Track News is back.
Breaking news. Good things are on the horizon for student workers on campus, according to an email sent by Provost Patrick Wolf. Undergraduate minimum wage will be going up to $9 an hour in 2024 and up to $10 an hour in 2025.
This represents a 38% increase overall from the minimum wage today. Purdue student government proposed the increase in pay, and the Action Council on Student Housing and Well-Being approved the increase after several months of discussion with student leaders. The announcement says the minimum wage will be reevaluated regularly in the future years based on market conditions.
Happy Friday, Boilermakers. I'm Jasmine Studebaker.
And I'm Chris Reichel. It's Friday, March 8th. Here's a look at your campus news for the week. First, Purdue received national recognition from Academic Influence, naming it America's safest college. The prestigious ranking by Academic Influence took into account various factors, including compliance with the Clery Act, security features, low crime statistics, and mental health services. One of the significant factors contributing to this recognition is the dedicated efforts of the Purdue University Police Department. President Mung Chiang reiterated Purdue's commitment to safety, stating, "Safety is always the top priority at Purdue. We thank the outstanding work 24/7 by the professional colleagues and appreciate the safety mindset of over 60,000 members of the West Lafayette campus. This ranking is another reflection of our continued focus on safety. Factors such as emergency telephone call boxes, mental health services, and partnerships with City Bus not only contribute to the safety, but also the positive college experience." While this recognition is a significant achievement, Purdue University remains committed to continuously enhancing its efforts in providing a safe and secure campus environment. We are 1 month out from the solar eclipse on April 8th. Although Purdue is not in the line of totality, some events will be held here on campus. Around 3 p.m. on April 8th, Indiana will experience a solar eclipse with the line of totality covering parts of southern Indiana and Indianapolis. To celebrate this rare event, Purdue has partnered with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to host a viewing event in Indianapolis. For those who are unable to make it to Indianapolis, a viewing event will be held here on campus with viewing glasses available on a first-come, first-served basis. There will also be a Think panel held on Wednesday, April 3rd in the Honors Building. Students can RSVP for the panel or purchase tickets for the Speedway event at purdue.edu/total solar eclipse.
Hopefully, Indiana weather cooperates for an enjoyable viewing experience.
Speaking of weather, meteorologist Sebastian Lux is here with a first look at next week's forecast.
Good afternoon, everybody. March 8th on this Friday. We're currently looking at a gloomy, rainy, windy day today. Going to have a high of about 60 degrees with a low of 39. Those winds supposed to be coming from the south-southeast about 15 to 20 miles an hour. We are going to be seeing those showers throughout the day today, and those are going to be rolling into the Saturday morning hours and even potentially into Saturday afternoon. And then we do have some potential for some PM thunderstorms later on tonight, so something to be aware of. As we look at today's outlook, currently right now about 53 degrees. About 3 p.m. we're going to be seeing about 57, and then later on into the afternoon hours today, 6 p.m. we're looking at about 56, 9 p.m. 53, and then at midnight we are looking at about 50 degrees. So while it is going to be pretty rainy throughout today, we are looking at a little bit of some of those warmer temperatures. Now, taking a look at the actual radar, we do have this system that is going to be coming in, and the entire state is going to be receiving rain at some point today. As you can see, this starts at about 6 a.m. this morning, and at some point today, the entire state of Indiana covered in green, so we are going to be seeing some rainfall. Just how much rainfall are we going to get, though? We will take a look at that in the full forecast.
Phi Delta Theta member Colin McKee's decision to walk to Bloomington started with a single debate. Who could walk the furthest without quitting? McKee was accompanied by his fraternity brother Tyler Buckley on their 114-mile walk to the Phi Delta Theta chapter at IU. Buckley joined his fraternity brother on this journey under the condition that they raise money for charity. As they walked to Bloomington, raising money for ALS, Buckley and McKee shared the many challenges they faced both physically and mentally. Buckley added the biggest lesson he learned from the long trip.
Whatever limits you think you have for yourself, I would say to challenge them and to see if you can surpass them, because like when I first set out on this journey, I didn't know how far I would get, but I just knew that I would, try to put it to the test and see if I could actually do what we wanted to do.
Even after their 100-mile walk, McKee states that they are continuing to fundraise for ALS on their GoFundMe page. Their GoFundMe currently has over $5,000 raised for the Live Like Lou Foundation. For more information, you can scan the QR code and visit the page.
In other news, a Purdue student accused of stabbing his roommate is out on bond. Yak Ang was arrested on February 29th around 2 a.m. Purdue Police Lieutenant Chris White tells us Ang attempted to stab his roommate. According to court documents, Ang was charged with 4 counts, including intimidation with a deadly weapon, threat to commit a felony, criminal recklessness, and battery. Ang posted bond Tuesday, March 5th, and his hearing will be April 19th.
The popular choice for food on campus, Hillenbrand Dining Court, has officially closed with renovations starting today. Hillenbrand Dining Court is currently undergoing a major renovation and expansion project, coordinated with the construction of a new residence hall south of Hillenbrand. This project seeks to improve the campus dining experience by adding 300 more seats to the Hillenbrand Dining Court. Purdue's Senior Director of Media and Public Relations, Tim Doty, encourages students to check out the many other options for food around Hillenbrand, including Earhart Dining Court, Harrison Grill, Windsor Dining Court, and more. Doty also discusses what will happen with Hillenbrand staff, stating, "All full-time and student staff at Hillenbrand Dining Court will be temporarily relocated to other dining courts for the rest of the semester. The project is expected to be finished by fall 2026. Some members of the Purdue community continue to support Palestine and rally for a ceasefire. Students for Justice in Palestine held a vigil for Aaron Bushnell on Saturday at the Purdue Armory. Bushnell was a member of the Air Force who set himself on fire to protest the U.S. Army's supposed support of Israel. The SJP continues to hold rallies in support of Palestine, the latest of which happened Monday night at the West Lafayette City Hall. The SJP and other students gathered outside the City Hall during the meeting to chant for a ceasefire. They moved inside later with other Purdue groups to sit in for the weekly council meeting, according to WLFI. Students can keep up with events and information concerning Palestine on their Instagram at SJP Purdue.
This week, the Purdue All-American Marching Band had selected its twirlers for the upcoming school year. Junior Emily Cowett will be the Golden Girl for her 3rd year in the position. Junior Katie Harris will be the girl in black after serving as Miss Boilerette for the past 2 years. Current freshman Ireland Jones will be Miss Boilerette, and junior Alana Diedrich will be accompanied by incoming freshman Audrey Circle as the Silver Twins. 9 additional spots were also offered to students for the All-American Twirling Team. Congratulations to everyone.
Saxby's, that's with an S, open today in Armstrong Hall. The cafe offers a range of food and drinks for students, as well as experiential learning opportunities. More on that next. Plus, where are students going for spring break? Don't go away. Fast Track News will be back.
If you had to describe Purdue University in one word, what would you choose? Some may say sports. Some may say inclusivity. Some may say engineering. What if there was a club on campus that could do all 3 at the same time? Well, let me introduce you. Actually, let's let them introduce you to Rise Purdue.
Imagine a world where Olympics and Paralympics are unified as one, and where all athletes at all levels have equal opportunities to play and perform at their full potential.
Athletics has been such an influential and transformative aspect of my life. So to me, RISE is about ensuring that every person that has the desire to participate in sport has the opportunity to do so.
This organization is about recognition. We believe in recognizing excellence where it is found, especially in Paralympic sports.
RISE is about driving change in our community and beyond. We hope that through our events and initiatives, we can galvanize people for our cause and inspire them to create an ever-growing network to help achieve our mission.
It's about connecting people of various backgrounds and who truly care about creating meaningful change together.
We develop projects and hold events to bring people together at the interface of inclusivity, sports, and engineering.
Our goal is to promote the equality of all sports and to improve sports performance and accessibility.
Join us so that you can have a major contribution in creating meaningful change.
Not to repeat Jillian, but they said that was Zaxby's with an S, not Zaxby's with a Z, right?
That is correct, Chris. It is an entirely different business, actually, commonly mistaken for the famous chicken chain restaurant. Zaxby's, a cafe run by students for students, made its debut in Indiana with its first cafe right here in West Lafayette. They had their grand opening Wednesday morning at the Neil Armstrong Hall of Engineering. The event had live music, free samples, and President Mung Chiang even made an appearance.
Let's learn more about what makes this cafe different from others. Reporter Jillian Huckleberry has the story.
I'm outside the Armstrong Hall of Engineering where Zaxby's Cafe is having its grand opening. Let's check it out.
So we describe Zaxby's as an education company that, as you can see behind me, is disguised as a coffee company. Our mission statement at Zaxby's is to make life better. And we actually do that by supporting and empowering the next generation of leaders and entrepreneurs through experiential learning. So we partner with innovative leading institutions like Purdue to run student-only cafes on campus where the students are receiving academic credit, wages, and they have full responsibility for everything in the business, including the profit and loss statement.
Zaxby's is a national education company and certified B Corp with an experiential learning platform. The ELP builds individualized academic partnerships with universities to provide first-hand paid experiential learning opportunities for students. The platform features a series of corporate micro-credentials that offer a low-cost way for academic partners to invest in learners' field-specific skills and knowledge.
This is just a really unique opportunity. Just in general, it's given me a lot of experience, a lot of hands-on experience too. This is definitely not something you can just pick up and learn in a classroom. You really have to be here every day and experience it.
What we need is not just caffeinated beverages and delicious sandwiches, but also we need that spirit of students as entrepreneurs, providing experiential learning opportunities for fellow students. I cannot be more hyped about this cool Zaxby's Cafe here at Purdue. Boiler up!
Get snacking, boilers. Reporting for Fast Track News, I'm Jillian Huckleberry.
Each Zaxby's Cafe features a unique menu item for that specific location.
The cafe will be open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. and will be closed on Saturdays and Sundays.
So coming up next, we are going to be looking at just how much rainfall the Greater Lafayette will be receiving this weekend. We're also going to be looking at game time temperatures for the game against Wisconsin senior night on Sunday. And then finally, we will take a look at what we can expect coming up this week. Coming up next on the full forecast.
Three, two, one.
Welcome to Fast Track News.
Happy Friday, everybody. Just taking a look at some of our forecast points for today, this weekend, and even into next week. We are going to be seeing those consistent showers throughout the day today, and those are going to be continuing into your weekend. Saturday morning into the Saturday afternoon, going to be seeing those rain showers. Potential for some PM thunderstorms on your Friday today, so something to be aware of. But the good news is we are going to be seeing some warmer temperatures into early next week, and those are really going to be staying pretty consistent next week. So looking at the local radar right now, this started at about 6 a.m. this morning, what you're seeing right here. And this system is going to be pushing its way really over the entirety of the state. Now, looking at rainfall totals, Rensselaer, Monticello, a little bit north of us, looking at about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain. Lafayette, from now until Monday, looking at about 1 1/4 to 1.5 inches of rain. And then areas south, such as Crawfordsville, looking at about 1.5 inches plus. So the southern part of the state going to be seeing more accumulation of rain than what we are here in Lafayette, West Lafayette. Now, taking a look at the outlook today, currently about 53 degrees. Currently at about noon right now. 3 p.m. we're looking at about 57 degrees, and these warmer temperatures, consistent temperatures throughout the day. 56 at 6 p.m. around dinner time, 9 p.m. 53 degrees, and then your midnight hour about 50 degrees. But that rain is just going to be continuing throughout the day today into the night. So if you do plan on going out tonight, bring an umbrella, maybe a light rain jacket as well. Taking a look at tomorrow's outlook, this is Saturday. 43 degrees at 10 a.m. and you see that rain continuing into the early afternoon hours. 42 degrees for your 1 p.m. About 3 p.m. we're looking at 43 degrees. Your 6 p.m. hour, 43 degrees, and then it's just going to remain overcast into the night. 40 degrees is your temperature at about 9 p.m., those night hours. Now, taking a look ahead at the weekend at a whole, today, high of 60 degrees with that low of 39. Saturday, your high, pretty chilly, 43 degrees with that low of 28. That rain is just going to be continuing, making things nice and chilly. Game time on Sunday, we are looking at a chilly start. Game tip-off is at 12:30, senior night against Wisconsin. 47 your high on Sunday. Could get a couple degrees warmer than that if the rain decides to stop a little bit early. Low of 27 degrees your low on Sunday. Now taking a look at your 7-day outlook. Friday 60 degrees your high, 39 for the low. Friday we're looking at about 43 with that low of 28, and then Sunday 47 with a low of 27. Supposed to be a pretty dry Sunday. Should not be worried about any rain for tip-off against Wisconsin. Sunday, of course, is daylight savings time, so make sure to spring those clocks forward rather, as we are going to be losing an hour. Now, for your Monday, 60 degrees the high, 40 degrees. Supposed to be very, very sunny, very nice day on Monday, and that's really going to continue throughout the rest of next week. Tuesday, we're going to be seeing 65, partly sunny with a low of 45. And then Wednesday and Thursday, pretty similar situation. Both cloudy. We do have a chance for some more rain on Wednesday. High of 63 on Wednesday with that low of 47. And then Thursday, high of 68 with the low of 47.
Coming up in sports, how Purdue basketball is topping the Big Ten with the men's championship title and the recognition of the freshmen of the women's team. I'm Jimmy Sebeski. Don't go away. Sports is next.
Feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got...
Purdue men's basketball are back-to-back regular season champions in the Big Ten, and here's how it happened. First, the Boilers clinched a share of the title when they beat Michigan State last Saturday. That's when the team reveled in confetti and cut down the nets. But Illinois has been waiting in the wings, hoping to make us share that title. So it was a big game Tuesday night on the road for Purdue. The Golden Blacks spoiled the Illini senior night when they took care of business. More on that in a minute. For now, let's get back to the celebration. This is Purdue's 26th Big Ten title in program history. Way to go, Boilers! Let's take a quick look back at Purdue's game against Michigan State. In an intense game throughout, Braden Smith and Zach Edey came up big. The two combined for 55 of Purdue's 80 points. Timely three-point shooting and intense defense was the key for victory for the Boilers. Purdue made 10 of their 23-point attempts, with 6 of them coming from Fletcher Lawyer and Mason Gillis. Despite trailing early, Purdue held a lead the whole second half. After the final buzzer, confetti fell from the rafters, and for a second straight year, the Boilermakers cut down the nets at Mackey. After clinching a share of the title on Saturday, the Purdue men's basketball team wanted to take the whole thing for themselves. They had that opportunity against number 12 ranked Illinois in Champaign on Tuesday. I was there to catch the big game. Purdue went into Champaign to take on the only other team with a chance to win the conference, the Illinois Fighting Illini. With it being Illinois' senior night, they were looking to close out their home season with a win, and the Illini were on track to do so early, as they would take a 10-point lead at one point in the first half. Despite the Boilers' poor shooting in the first half, reigning National Player of the Year Zach Edey was able to keep the game close with 18 points in the first half. But even with Edey's big start, Purdue trailed 40-34 at halftime. Purdue completely flipped the script in the second half, hitting their first 2 3-point shots in the half. The good start in the second half would eventually lead to a 64-58 Purdue lead, which forced a timeout from Illinois. That timeout proved pivotal for the Illini, as they would immediately go on an 8-0 run and take a 66-64 lead. After a Purdue timeout, big shots from Fletcher Lawyer and Lance Jones gave Purdue a 6-point lead. After an Illinois and one, it was point guard Braden Smith who put the Illini to bed with a clutch 3-pointer. Purdue would go on to win 77-71. With this victory, Purdue is now the outright Big Ten champions for the second year in a row. The Boilers shot well from 3 in the second half, making 8 out of 10 shots and finishing with 56% from the game after the cold start. Likewise, Illinois was shooting well in the first half, but went ice cold in the second half, which is the main reason for the Purdue victory. The other big thing for Purdue, only 8 turnovers, limiting Terrence Shannon in the transition game. The Boilers finish off the season at home against Wisconsin on Sunday. Sunday is senior day, as Purdue closes the regular season against Wisconsin. Also, the team improves to 27-3 on the season. The game is Sunday at 12:30 p.m. The Big Ten tournament starts next Wednesday, but Purdue will enjoy a double bye. Your Purdue baseball team starts their 30-game home schedule today at 4 p.m. in Alexander Field against Albany. This will mark the Great Danes' first visit to Alexander Field, with the 4-game set marking the beginning of a 13-game homestand for the Boilers, making today, March 8th, the earliest home opener in program history. We look forward to seeing the Boilers compete against the Great Danes all weekend, and don't forget that Sunday, March 10th, is Mario Day, so make sure to level up your gear by getting a limited edition Mario-themed t-shirt. Purdue alum Devin Charlton broke her own world record Sunday. Charlton ran the 60-meter hurls in 7.65 seconds at the World Athletics Indoor Championships in Glasgow, Scotland. This is 0.02 seconds off the record she set on February 11th in New York. According to CBC, Charlton said, "I think I'm in the best shape of my life and only getting better." Purdue freshman Mary Ashley Stevenson was named the Big Ten Women's Basketball Freshman of the Year on Tuesday. Stevenson averaged 9.8 points and 4.8 rebounds per game throughout the season. Stevenson also shot 83% from the free throw line and started every game. She is Purdue's first Freshman of the Year in 20 years, since her coach Katie Gerald's earned the recognition in 2004. The Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament started this past Wednesday, and the Purdue women pulled out a 78-72 win over the Northwestern Wildcats. The number 12 Boilermakers then face off against number 5 Nebraska on Thursday. This year, the tournament is sold out for all sessions, making this the first sellout in the history of the 31-year event. And some people are calling this the Caitlin Clark effect. Fast Track sports reporter Brianna Mendez has the story.
Caitlin Clark, and this was the bucket.
We're here at Mackey Arena, where the Purdue women's basketball team has broken many records, including seeding. Although many have called this the Caitlin Clark effect, we're here to ask Associate Director of Marketing and Fan Experience, Caitlin Lindberg, on what she thinks is a contributing factor to the rise of popularity of women's sports.
On January 9th, the Boilers took on Iowa, selling out Mackey for only the 4th time in women's history. Caitlin and her staff are behind promotions like the Golden Ticket to get as many seats filled. So we asked, what was so special about Iowa?
But a lot of people, regardless of their, loyalty, wherever that may lie, whether it was with either team or neither team at all, she had an effect on that by bringing more people really to our venue, exposing them to us and to Purdue, as well as Iowa and their program, and exposing them to women's basketball. So, it was a whole lot of things, I would say, that really play into her whole kind of quote-unquote Caitlin Clark effect.
She continues to explain that women's sports has seen a boost in popularity, and we've seen it here at Purdue. One thing she emphasizes is Katie Gerald's and her mentality. Gerald was so happy to see the stands full and had this to say on the night.
are there. Here, it's a packed house. Expect the same thing when those guys come here. But just the evolution of our game. Obviously, you credit Caitlin a lot for that, for what she's brought to our game. But I think, you're seeing us more on TV, the women's game more on TV. You're seeing more on social media. Like, women can hoop.
With the number of views going up on women's sports, many credit it to Clark. But there are other players making waves in sports. Caitlin talks more about how everyone can find what they're looking for when watching women's basketball.
Back to college basketball, like Paige over at UConn. She's not as, all over the media as Caitlin Clark is, but she is just as solid of a player. Also is making waves at UConn, is also very well known. You've got, I think it's Angel is how you pronounce it, Angel Reese with LSU, same thing, like she's making waves. She's a little bit more out there on with the attitudes. People know her for her playing abilities, but also how she represents herself. But all of those things still expose women's sports.
With the Caitlin Clark effect, we can't wait to see where women's college basketball is going to be taken next.
Reporting for Fast Track News, I'm Brianna Mendez.
With that, today will be Iowa's first game since their 2-game bye in the women's tournament at 6:30 on Big Ten Network. As Katie Gerald said, women can hoop. That's a wrap for sports, but stay tuned. Fast Track will be right back after this quick timeout.
What does it take to be a Purdue tour guide? You've got to know your history. You have to know your facts. You've got to have that Purdue spirit. And you have to walk backwards.
Want to try something new? How about learning an Irish jig? Come leap into the semester with the Irish Dance Club. No experience is necessary, so come to a meeting at the Stewart Center from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. See you there.
Now it's time for our question of the week. As you all may know, spring break is coming up quick.
That's right, Jasmine. And with spring break comes travel for many students trying to catch a break and get away from campus. Reporter Daniel Chin asked Boilermakers where they were headed.
We were just asking people on campus what they're doing for spring break.
I am not doing anything, unfortunately. I wish I was going somewhere, but I guess I'll just spend time with my family and friends at home.
I'm going to Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to Anna Maria.
So my plans are I'm pretty much going home. My aunt's having her 80th birthday. Just being able to see family that I haven't seen in a while.
I'm going to be going to LA for a couple days and then San Diego for another couple of days with a group of friends of mine.
This spring break, I'm going to Cuba with the Black Cultural Center.
Nice.
I'm going to stay on campus and study for MCAT.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I am so freaking excited for spring break. I'm going to go to Vegas and then visit my grandma. What about you?
I personally will be taking the much-needed opportunity to rot in bed. Speaking of a break, I'm really hoping for a break from this rain. Let's see what Sebastian Lux has to say with a final look at the weather.
So taking one last look at the radar today and into this weekend, we do have this system that is going to be covering the majority of the state today and into those early hours. Going to be getting some rain this weekend. Potential for some snow as well. Southeastern parts of the state, Fort Wayne, areas like that could be seeing a little bit of snow as well. But once it is out of here and once it does go east, really we are going to be in the clear until about Wednesday or Thursday. Definitely good news for early on into next week. Now taking one last look at the 7-day outlook as well. 60 degrees your high today with a low of 39 degrees. That rain going to be continuing throughout the early weekend as well. 43 degrees your high on Saturday with that low of 28. And into Sunday, 47 your high with a low of 27. Supposed to be pretty dry for tip-off against Wisconsin, which we love to see. Monday, high of 60 with a low of 40. Supposed to be very, very sunny. Make sure to get out on Monday. And those warmer, consistent temperatures going to be continuing later on into the week. 65 your high on Tuesday with a low of 45. Wednesday, we're looking at about 63 degrees with a low of 47. Potential for some rain on Wednesday and Thursday. And then your final for Thursday, a high of 68 and a low of 47.
Thanks for tuning in to Fast Track News.
See you Friday after the break with more news, weather, and sports. Have a great weekend and stay safe, Boilermakers.